Brad Pitt plays a kid named Dwight. He's like a basketball jock. He's one of the targets of this killer, and he pairs up with his girlfriend Paula, and the two of them are trying to survive, escape, and ultimately best the killer and figure out who it is. So it's kind of a slasher movie. It's sort of reminiscent of like Halloween or Friday the 13th. You got a group of young people. There's lots of gratuitous like sexual humor and lots of like, running and screaming. We introduce Brad Pitt. He's speeding through a neighborhood. He almost hits a child and then drops his awesome line of dialogue. He almost hits a child with his car and he goes, "Same time tomorrow."
Yeah, that was great.
As if like,
hot take, that wasn't his fault.
No, that kid was a piece of shit.
The kid from The Shining pulls out in the middle of the road in front of him, and he has to swerve out of the way. Like, yeah, he was going fast, but the kid was out in the middle of the street,
It's true. I mean, the kid got what was coming to him. And
he would have.
This is the first little breadcrumb that's going to run throughout this entire film, which is the film is clearly trying to convince us that Brad Pitt is going to be the murderer once murders start happening. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
He arrives at high school. He's another high school student. His character's name is Dwight. Dwight goes to the same high school as Paula, the daughter of the DA. And while they're in gym class, Brad Pitt's character Dwight walks up to a kid who's climbing one of the climbing ropes in gym class and just starts yanking it to try to make the kid fall.
Yeah.
And does make the kid fall.
Right.
And so 2 for 2 on Brad Pitt's character just being an absolute douche.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
It's clear we're trying to root.
We should say Paula and the kid are like eyeing each other. They like are definitely, there's some sexual tension between Paula and this random guy.
Brad Pitt's just protecting this girl, man. He's getting territorial. So Dwight and Paula are in Paula's room and they're studying, hanging out. Paula's father, the DA, is gone on his hunting trip for the week. And Dwight starts jokingly wearing Paula's dad's clothes and kind of, dancing around at him and showing off the clothes or whatever. Drops another absolute banger of a line.
Your father's a little bigger than I am. But of course, I'm much bigger where it really counts.
He's saying that his girlfriend's dad has a small dick.
Right. And that he knows that. He knows how big her dad's dick is.
In what context has he seen his girlfriend's father's penis? And why does it occur to him that he needs to really assert his dominance in this particular way? Like, your dad's got a small dick.
We are establishing him as this douchebag jock,
who also knows what her dad's penis looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's a terrible line, but we're hammering that home.
Oh, terrible lines left and right. He comes on to Paula trying to get it on, and she says, "No, not until your grades improve." So she's dangling the old carrot on the stick for him to get a better grade so that they can have intercourse.
Yep.
Dwight and friends show up at Paula's house asking for the key to the principal's files because I guess they think Paula has it or Paula does have it.
Yeah.
They sneak into school after hours to inspect the file of Brian Woods, the quote-unquote weirdo kid, as they say.
Yeah.
They start going through the files, and then Brad Pitt's character Dwight drops another absolute banger of a line. He's talking to one of the other redhead girl that's in their class who's also sifting through the files with them. And someone suggests that maybe Brian is a cannibal. And the girl says, if he's a cannibal, what do you think his favorite part of the body is? To which Dwight responds, another guy responds, breasts. He likes white meat. And Dwight responds, might I add, yours are big enough to feed a family of 4.
Hell yeah, dude.
Breasts. She likes that white meat. And might I add, yours are big enough to feed a family of 4?
Jesus. It's such a weird line, man. Like, obviously, high school kids, they're the worst. They're disgusting.
There's multiple layers to this line, though. If he's a cannibal, first off, she asks, if he's a cannibal, what do you think his favorite part of the body is? What a fucking weird question to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's already weird. The other guy saying breasts, quote, he likes white meat. What? And then we have like a great line of dialogue is dropped here. Paula and Dwight are walking through the gym. When Paula asks, what are you doing tonight? And Dwight says, math. She says, you're doing homework? And then this is more of a performance note for old Bradley Pitt. He drops what can only be described as a aggressive black scent when he says, and I quote, well, I ain't got no basketball scholarship.
Well, I ain't got no basketball scholarship.
Paul Walker actually channeled that performance later in Too Fast, Too Furious when he goes, I'll do the accent. No, I won't. He says, I'll play the clip. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I said forget about it, cuz.
Like, what?